Hey guys, it's Elias with Ultralight Hunters, and today we're going over my Ultralight Backcountry First Aid Kit. Coming in at just under a pound, this kit addresses everything from minor headaches and colds to severe bleeding and is designed to keep you in the field longer and or save your life. As a prior EMT, I found this kit addresses any serious problem I've ran into in the field with reasonable training. And on the training note, the most important thing that you guys can do is go get some training. It doesn't take long. You can go take a wilderness first responder course. They're about a week, or you can do them on the weekends. Even a basic first aid course or a stop the bleed course is extremely important in equipping yourself better in the field. The knowledge you have is more important than the kit you carry, and your knowledge combined with kit makes you effective at addressing medical problems in the field. So going into the kit itself, it's held in the Stone Glacier pocket organizer, and I keep this in the lid of my pack. It's important that on any trip you go on that you keep your first aid kit in the same spot and it's easily accessible, and everyone in your hunting party should know where your kit is at as well. So for me, I always keep this in the lid of my pack, and it's the red Stone Glacier organizer, right? So it's easily identifiable. It's hard to mix up red if you're going to go through my pack and guess which one is the medical kit. So as you open it up here, you're going to see at the top, I have a cat tourniquet, and this is very important. In the event of serious bleeding, you can have only minutes to address the problem. And so it's important to keep this at the very top of my kit because it's the most important piece of gear in here that has the time sensitivity in applying it correctly. So first you have a cat tourniquet. Next, we have some Quick Clot combat gauze. This stuff is awesome. It acts as a hemostatic and helps stop the bleed even faster. And if I can only have one piece of gauze in my kit, I will carry this. Next, I have some supplemental gauze, and this is just regular gauze. If you need to use some for a less serious injury and you don't want to burn through your expensive Quick Clot, because this stuff is not cheap, this stuff is only like $4 a pack. It also helps you address supplemental injuries in the event that you do need to use gauze. And so I carry one hemostatic and one non-hemostatic gauze in my kit for that reason. Next, I have the Hyphen Compact Chest Seal. These are for sucking chest wounds. It helps stabilize the pressure in a punctured lung situation and keeps you from having a collapsed lung. And I carry a twin pack, and these are the compact ones because they fit in the Stone Glacier organizer better than the full size. So the full size will not fit in this. It's too much packaging and they're just a little too large. And as far as I know, there's no proven evidence that the compact ones are less effective than the full size. So I carry the compacts and I carry a twin pack for them. And that with the gauze and the tourniquet are basically my trauma kit. And this is what I use to address those situations. And lastly, that can be used in conjunction with this, but also for normal hypothermia situations, is a lava body warmer. These are basically giant hot hands on steroids. You open these up, you put them on someone's base layer, and they will stay warm for 10 to 12 hours. They take about an hour to warm up, so it's important to not use this or count on this as your primary way of counteracting hypothermia. And they also don't put off enough heat that it would immediately stabilize you. It's meant to be supplemental and just help. It's not meant to be the initial address for the problem of hypothermia. And for that, we'll get into it a little later. In the event of severe bleeding, a lot of times people risk going into hypothermia because they don't have the blood flow going to the rest of their body because they've lost a lot of blood. So using this immediately to help stabilize a patient and buy you more time is very important, and is why I carry it in my kit. Next, we have my Boo Boo Band-Aid kit. This is the Ultralight Medical 0.3 kit. You can buy these at any REI, Sportsman's. They're the pre-made medical kits. And a lot of people will carry these as their primary first aid kit in the field. And while it's tempting because it's so lightweight, this does not address all the problems you will face, especially severe bleeding, that these other pieces of equipment will address. So for that reason, I buy these and I do carry them, but they are supplemental and they basically allow me a cheap way to get all the Band-Aids, moleskin, that type of stuff. So in here is some medical tape, some tweezers, like a tick remover tweezer, Boo Boo Band-Aids, moleskin, stuff like that, Neosporin, antibiotic cream. And that just helps me address the little minor bumps and scrapes you might have in the field. This is not my only medical kit, obviously. Lastly is my little pharmacy. So I have all my meds in a just normal Ziploc bag, and that just helps make it a little more waterproof because I don't want my pills getting wet. And we'll go into what I carry in here. So first is to address a common cold or flu. So I have 2 doses of daytime cold and flu meds and 2 emergency packets. And you just take a daytime cold and flu with your emergency, and hopefully can get you over a cold if you happen to start getting sick out in the backcountry. Next, I have some Tums. So just 4 Tums, and helps address upset stomachs. I have a pack of anti-diarrhea pills, and if you get some bad water, bad food, whatever, diarrhea is not fun in the backcountry, so I carry anti-diarrhea. Next is some throat lozenges and then some less drowsy Dramamine. So I don't get seasick or motion sick myself, but it's not fun to have someone in your party who does. So for that reason, I carry it. It's not fun to have someone that's puking all the time for motion sickness. So I carry those. It's very easy to have. Next, I have some extra strength Benadryl. I have 4 doses of that, and this is to address allergic reactions and buy you a little more time, or if someone has a minor allergic reaction, you can use it. You can also use these as a sleep aid, not doctor recommended, just another nice thing to have. Lastly, I have some ibuprofen and Tylenol. So these are 200 milligram ibuprofens and 500 milligram Tylenols. And I actually buy these little pill pouches off Amazon, and I write down what the medication is and what the dosage is. And that's important. So if someone ever comes across your medical kit, they know what they're giving someone, because these aren't marked in their original containers like the rest of the medication is. So that's my pain control. Obviously, if you've been prescribed something else or have something a little stronger, you could carry that too, but that's what I carry. Lastly is some aqua tabs, and this is just to address dehydration. So for some reason I forgot a water purification tool or any other way to purify water with me, but I just have my water bottle. This allows me to purify water and address dehydration situations. So I carry some aqua tabs. So everything you see here, you can buy for under $150 at the time of filming this video. And it's important that you build out your first aid kit to match your needs. If you have an allergy that is known and you have an EpiPen, obviously you carry that. Any type of medications you guys need, you guys would carry that as well. But this is what I have for myself. I don't have any current medical issues, anything like that. So this is a general first aid kit that I always carry, and it's always in the lid of my pack. Another note to this is I have a few supplemental tools that help enhance the effectiveness of this kit. And first off, we're going to touch on hypothermia. So this body warmer is not adequate in addressing hypothermia. And for that, I carry a Nalgene water bottle. I actually carry 2 of these, and they're my normal water bottle in the field. And the reason for these is because you can pour boiling water in these and they hold their heat for a long time, and it quickly brings someone's body temperature up if you stick it in their sleeping bag with them or under their jacket. And these are very adequate tools for addressing hypothermia. And it takes only 2 minutes to boil water if you have your stove with you. So I carry these, and this is my primary tool of addressing hypothermia. I buy the Ultralight Nalgenes, so they're half the weight of a traditional Nalgene bottle. And I know they're heavier than the smart water bottles or other ultralight water bottles in the market. But for me, being able to address hypothermia or even get you through a long night that your gear is not rated for, if you get caught in a sudden storm, you stick 2 of these in your sleeping bag and you will stay warm all night, and you can just cycle them out, which is why I have 2 of them. Next is my Leatherman Wave. So this thing is supplemental for obvious reasons. You have your pliers, and this is very nice for addressing any cactuses you might get into, or if you need some way to pluck splinters out that tweezers don't address. Very useful to have. Also, if you get stuck with like a fish hook, having a way to cut the barb off the hook is very important. So for me, Leathermans are awesome tools to have and supplemental in your first aid kit. Another reason that the Leatherman is super useful is if you need to fashion a splint or make a gurney perhaps using your tarp. The saw on here is awesome to help quickly cut splints down to size. So for that reason, Leatherman is another supplemental tool that I use for medical. Lastly is the Garmin InReach Mini 2, and this is very obvious for communication with the outside world. If someone's in a serious traumatic injury, they have severe bleeding, a punctured lung, something like that, if you use any of this stuff, I'm pressing the SOS button and getting them out. Again, also with allergic reactions, you might not be able to hike someone out, but you can stabilize them using Benadryl. So for me, I have the Garmin InReach Mini 2, and the SOS feature is vital if it's a really bad situation and you need to punch out. You have open communication with the outside world. You can communicate with your rescuers, communicate with the flight crew, the medical crew, give them updates on the patient's status. And these things are just amazing, and you should always have them in your kit. If you guys have any questions on this or comments, concerns, please reach out in the comments below. I'd be happy to address it. Like I said, this is what I found works for me, and all this stuff, not including the supplemental like Leatherman and Garmin InReach and the Nalgene, the kit itself weighs just under a pound. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, subscribe. Thanks guys.